Hey, Shalom. First of all, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kwakadash, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I want to give up honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, who has taught me the truth. I want to give peace and blessings to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, who teach us truth and which like to do so. It's going to be a quick video. Low on the video is edifying, low on the Akim get something from this video. Just a quick video on transit, man. On my way back from the gym, just haven't did one of these in a minute, so I'm going to do one. Me and Akim, we did a video earlier just talking about how, you know, to be a man of the Lord, you got to be a man, man. You got to take care of your responsibilities every day. And the first person you wake up in battle is the nigga in the mirror. Okay? That's because you got to understand, right? The man in the mirror has been in the world longer than, most of the time, has been in the world longer than he has been in the truth. So we're so accustomed to doing shit, certain things, and our flesh is so accustomed to doing certain things just out of way of comfort, just out of way of habit, and habit is one of the hardest things to break. Okay, this is why people have bad habits, right? But continue to do so, continue to do them. They might know they have a bad habit, but they continue to do them, right? Because it's comfort, it brings comfort. It's, you know, even if it's a bad habit, it's like, okay, well, shit, you know, this is what I'm used to, this is what it is, and I guess this is who I am. No, man. See, when you come into this truth, we are made new. So us being made new, right? Those new things that we learned in the truth, which helps us be righteous, which hold us accountable, we have to practice on those things and hold ourselves accountable. Right? The spirit and the flesh war daily. See, the flesh is ever greedy. It's ever hungry, man. It's like a fat kid in the buffet. Okay? And if you don't put it in check, you can fall victim to it. Right? Spirit wants to do the flesh wants to do everything, man. It wants to overeat, overindulge with women, right? You know what I'm saying? Overdo a bunch of shit. Give me 1 second. Let me just make this turn. Okay. Yeah, it wants to overeat. It wants you to overdrink. It wants you to, you know, if you know you can pull women, it wants you to pull 10, 12, 15 of them just to say you did it, even though you ain't even got that kind of time in a day, you know. It'll cause you to be prideful. It'll cause you to buck up when somebody telling you something right. Right? That's the flesh, man. And that's what we battle. Now the spirit tells you right things. It tells you good things, man. It tells you the spirit lets you know when you fucked up. Ah, man, I fucked up right there. Damn. Let me get it right. Man, I'm about to get it right. Fuck that. I'm about to get it right. See, that's the spirit. No, again, let's get it right. Hold ourselves accountable. See, the spirit that holds you accountable. So it's a Gadite, right? He had this quote. He said, I think he said your mind is 2 wolves, and whatever one you feed, that's who you're going to be, right? So if you feed the flesh, you're going to be subject to the flesh. If you feed the spirit, right, you're going to be subject to that. You're going to be subject to doing right things. You're going to be subject to wisdom. You're going to be subject to moving correctly. Although we will slip and fall because we're not perfect, right? But the spirit will lead you to wanting to do right, man. And doing right. When you overdose in the flesh, man, it has a give up demon on it. I've seen men give up, and it's true. I've seen men just, you know, I've actually, you know, been, you know, had the up close experience. I had a brother he ain't a brother, but nigga in the world, man. He wasn't the truth. You know what I'm saying? He did some fucked up shit though. You know, he was in my house, man, and you know, he used to overdrink and sit and waddle in his pity. Right? Sit in his pity. And then he had a giving up mentality on him. Just go to work, buy a big ass bottle after work, knock that bottle down, the majority of it, and sleep and reek on the couch. And I'm like, bro, like, it's when you leave, it smell like a hobo in the living room, bro. It smell like like somebody who, like a drunkard in the living room, man. My couch smell like a fucking man. Come on, man. What are you doing? Get your shit together. You know? And then eventually end up falling out because he had that giving up mentality on him. You can't have that. Right? Like we talked about the book of Maccabees that I have brought it out. And, you know, it's an example in there where he was like, man, they was getting ready to go to war. You know, and one of the men was like, hey, we outnumbered. And he was like, you know what? I think it was Matthias. He was like, man, you know, basically whoever wins is up to the Lord. You know what I mean? But the Lord controls that. The Lord controls, you know, even though we be few, the Lord, you know, we can still win, so to speak. We will still win. Don't think like that, basically. And you got to have the mentality not to think that shit is always not going to go in your favor. See, yeah, we used to doing negative shit. We used, in the world, right? You used to being around negative people, doing negative shit. You can't translate that into the truth, man. Yeah, I know we under the curses and all that, but don't use that as an excuse to be a fucking bum. Like, and I mean that with all seriousness, because I've seen that too. You know, we have up close and personal examples, man. You know, you go to this brother's house, he the head of the camp. You go to this brother's house, this brother got roaches all through his shit, and you know, it's food, plates of food just sitting there, and you know what I mean? Dishes ain't been washed for Lord knows how long. Couch is dirty, floor is dirty. I'm like, bro, what kind of shit is this? Like, damn. You know, the way he carried himself was a reflection of the way he carried himself was a reflection of that house, so to speak. And I'm just like, man, like this can't be how we supposed to live. This ain't. Come on, well, how we supposed to be kings of the earth? Yeah, I understand we under the curses, and we living like this is how bums live, man. This ain't. Come on, man. And I mean, I'm not over exaggerating when I say how fucked up this house was, man. You know, you scared to sit down. That's how dirty it was. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like that, man. You got to walk with integrity. Scriptures say be temperate in all things as well. You got to have balance. You can't overdrink or overindulge with women. Those things will drive you away. You know? Those things will drive you away, man. You know? And a man knows when to check himself. Because a man is held accountable at all times. Why? Because we're a man. And this is what we say about women, man. Like, a woman, if you're a woman, be a woman. Because you don't want the responsibilities of a man. Trust me. You women go to this gym and you work out and you do all this to be like the nigga who broke your heart. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and put on this veneer that you're so tough and you're this and you're that, but mere words will break your ass down. A situation will break you down. Like I gave an example today, you know, a fight breaks out, women and children, they run. Or get behind a man. A shooting breaks out, women and children run or get behind a man and expect the man to do something. You understand? See, you women don't, that's your natural instinct. That's what you naturally do. Okay? Oh, you look for security. Oh, you look for security. And your security is, in that situation, is a man. You know, so we're saying like everybody want to be a man until it's time to be a man. Everybody want that, what it comes with, you know, with it, you know, the respect that it comes with and the image and all that, but it's way more to it than that. Okay, you're held accountable, man. And that's what I'm saying, and it's true. You're held accountable. Especially us, we're held accountable, man. We out here teaching, we preaching, we're held accountable. We're held to a higher standard because we know better. So with knowing that, what kind of men should we be? You know? And again, right? Easier said than done. I'm not perfect. I'm speaking to me first and foremost. Right? But always remember this. A man who can check himself, that's a good trait to have. Most niggas in this world, most men in general in this world won't check themselves and don't think they've done anything wrong or that they are wrong or this and that and this and that and blase, but in the whole time they be wrong, right? But they had the mentality of, you can't tell me shit. You can't have that mentality in this word and this truth because you're gonna get rebuked. You know, if you had a mentality, you buck up during a rebuke, you're not really hearing what you did wrong because you don't give a fuck. Because you're emotional, you're acting, you're emotional. You can have emotions, just don't be emotional. You know, just don't be emotional. Can't act off emotion. You got to act off of logic, and that's what this truth teaches you, man. Right? It's been many times where I didn't, you know, somebody in the world has pissed me off, and I'm in this truth, and you know, a heathen or a nigga pissed me off, and I want to slap his fucking wisdom teeth out his mouth, right? But I know I don't do that. I know that's the last resort. Sometimes you got to walk away because, you know, yeah, you be mad about it for a couple days or an hour or whatever your rage is. You be mad about it, right? But it don't got to stick with you. See, me doing that, dismantling somebody, me putting my hands on somebody, and you know, could potentially harm them or harm me. You know, and that shit sometimes, you know, it come with a lot. You know, what if I, you know, put my hands on him, hurt him bad, and now he pressed charges, right? So you just got to move with wisdom. You can't act like, I mean, you got to act like, you got to carry yourself, man, you got to carry yourself different than the average man out here. And if you get around Akim, you see that the conversation is different. Well, how we think is different. How we talk, how we walk is different. Everything we do is different. Okay? For truth's sake. Because what? Man, when you have wisdom, right, and you get to know wisdom, then you start understanding the right things. You start understanding that, hey, man, I can't do that shit no more, man. Man, come on, man. That shit was not right. And sometimes you got to go back and correct yourself, man. And it's not bad to correct yourself. It's always room for improvement. It's always room for improvement. It's always room for improvement, man. Always. Okay, so with that, man, Lord, if it was edifying, Lord, I got something from this video. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Kakadash. I want to tell you brothers, keep pushing. On to the next. Shalom.